Welcome back, beautiful women of power and softness. I'm just going to give it a moment to let everyone get into the room and to make sure that you can see and hear me. If you wouldn't mind letting me know in the chat that you can see and hear me, I would appreciate that. So I'm just going to make sure that everything is working properly before we get started today. And if you're watching the playback of this video, get out your money. Get out your money. It's going to be much needed in this live stream. Okay, so let me just give it a moment to make sure that we have everything that we need in order to do the video. And if you wouldn't mind jumping in the chat, let me know you're here. Let me know you can see and hear me. I'd appreciate that. Hey, Miss Feel Good. Hello, hello, hello. Can see and hear me. Thank you. Thank you for that. If you're not used to this, then you're not ready for this. If you are not ready or used to this, you're not ready for this. The reason for that is today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about one of the most misunderstood spiritual truths. What actually happens to your frequency when you have cash. Not when you're rich, not when you're debt free, not when you hit $1 million, but when you have cash, liquid, available, and yours. Because most women don't realize the frequency shift starts before wealth. And it starts with what you can touch, hold, and direct. Money is not just physical, it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's energetic. It's your nervous system is the gateway. So today we're going to go in deep. We're going to talk about how cash affects your frequency, why your body feels safer with money, how cash opens feminine receiving, the spiritual laws activated by cash, and how to use cash as an amplifier for manifestation, relationships, and self worth. So let's begin. Today on social media, I've made a post and I was like, if you want to bypass everything, you want to bypass the weight of manifestation, you want to bypass the weight of abundance, have cash. Cash raises your frequency, relaxes your nervous system, and it brings in more when you have cash. Hey Colette, hey Hessie. Cash carries a very different frequency than digital money. Digital money is abstract. Credit is borrowed money, but cash is embodied energy. It's physical, proof that abundance is real, present, and accessible to you right now. When you have cash, your nervous system relaxes, your inner protector steps down, your feminine receiver steps forward, your manifestation field expands. Cash reminds you, your subconscious, I am safe, I am supported, I am resourced. Women who grew up in this survival mode, like myself, feel this even deeper. Your brain was trained to always anticipate the next threat, but cash creates micro safety signals that literally shift your frequency out of fight or flight. It moves you from scarcity to sufficiency, effort to ease, fear to trust, survival to creation. Cash doesn't just help your bank account, it shifts the four energetic bodies. Your spiritual body reads cash as creation completed. Because when I hold this dollar, You may see nothing but a dollar. You may even say, hey, this dollar doesn't have a lot of value. This dollar doesn't mean anything. Then you still aren't ready to step into your field of abundance. Because this dollar is literally evidence that creativity can become reality. This dollar is literally evidence that your next level is waiting. This dollar is literally your creation, your manifestation, everything that you have hoped and dreamed is in this dollar. And honestly, if you want to actually expand further than this, anything that you touch, like currently I have a computer. My computer was an idea before it was reality. My mic was an idea before it was reality. My phone was an idea before it was a reality. My camera was an idea before it was a reality. And so looking at these things and realizing that you're literally holding someone's creativity in your hand raises your frequency. And for the ones who are just like myself, you came up under nothing, you had nothing, you rose to more, and having cash just makes you feel safe and secure. Having cash just relaxes something in you. Having cash just helps with the wounds of poverty. Having cash raises your frequency so that you can anticipate and have expectation for more. You literally hold the evidence of manifestation when you hold cash. And this is the reason why I always give the suggestion for women, if you're wanting more money and you are, you're still dealing with scarcity mindset or the wounds of poverty, you're still dealing with, getting to that next level, surround yourself with cash. Cash is king for a reason because it has a high frequency. And not only does it have a high frequency, it settles something within you if you have a less than desirable start in life. If you grew up in poverty, if you grew up in having nothing, if you grew up with nothing but lack, have cash around you. That's going to be your shortcut. That's going to be your frequency booster. That's going to help you get to that next level. Yes, I always recommend journaling and meditating and subliminal audio. I suggest all these things in my community, but I always want to give you shortcuts so you can get to that next level. And start having cash around you. Start making sure that it's on your person, that it's in your car, that it's in your home. And this will give you a level of security that will help you sit in expectation for the next level of creativity, the next level in life. And that's the reason why, even though, if you've been following me for a while, I bless my money. I bless my money. But I also make sure that I have cash on me, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's nothing but a quarter. I don't care if it's a quarter. I don't care if it's a penny. I don't care if it's a nickel, because it still represents creativity in this reality. It still represents a person's idea. It gives me so much hope and expectation to know that someone's idea made it to reality. And I have one mantra that I live by. If she can do it, I can do it. If she can have it, I can have it. If she's wealthy, I can be wealthy, because that person is literally showing up in my field, letting me know that the creativity, the level of abundance that they have is also possible for me. So have cash all around you. It carries a frequency, it carries an energy that will boost not only your mental health, your nervous system, it gives you a sense of safety and security. So your spirit relaxes and opens itself to more when you have cash around you. So the second thing is the mental body. Cash interrupts scarcity loops. It gives your mind something solid to focus on. Your thoughts stop obsessing over lack and start organizing around possibility. The emotional body and how cash affects the emotional body, it stabilizes the emotion. Fear calms, panic softens, self-worth increases, your body feels held. And how does cash affect the physical body? Cash brings your physical body into alignment with abundance. Your breathing becomes deeper. Your posture opens. You feel more grounded. This alignment is what creates a frequency upgrade. When all four bodies sync, your field becomes magnetic. So women plus cash equal amplification. Men and women respond to money differently. Men stabilize money. Women circulate and multiply money. So when a woman, especially a woman who is already tapped into feminine energy, has cash, her field becomes more magnetic, creative, generous, receptive, amplified. Cash amplifies your natural gifts. Your beauty becomes brighter. Your intuition becomes sharper. Your creativity becomes clearer. Relationships become smoother. Your standards rise. Your boundaries get stronger. Desires become more unapologetic because money shifts you into your true frequency, not the frequency you learned from survival. What happened spiritually? So let's go into like the spiritual mechanics of it. Your aura expands. Cash opens up your auric field. Fear contracts it. Safety expands it. With cash in your possession, your aura signals, I am capable of holding blessings. Your magnetism intensifies. People feel you differently. Opportunities feel you differently. Your energy becomes current, as in electricity, in present tense. Your receiving channel unclogs. Lack blocks receiving. Safety opens receiving. Cash sends a spiritual memo. She is ready for more. Your identity elevates. You stop identifying as someone trying to get money and you shift into the identity of someone who has money. Identity is magnetic. Someone who has money, the money follows the identity. Your choices shift. When you have cash, you start choosing from panic. You start choosing from alignment. And aligned choices create aligned outcomes. Cash is a nervous system medicine. So let's talk about the body. Your nervous system is the first oracle of your wealth. If your nervous system is dysregulated, your manifestations leak out. Through fear, cash is grounding. When you have cash, your cortisol drops. Safety signals activation. Your body stops preparing for danger. Your intuition becomes louder. Your feminine energy comes online. This is why many women feel instantly softer, calmer, and more in their feminine when they have money. Your protector isn't needed. Your receiver can come forward. This shift alone upgrades your entire frequency. Money as a frequency amplifier. Cash does not change who you are. It absolutely amplifies who you are. So if you're naturally generous, you become more generous. If you are creative, you become more creative. If you are aligned, you become more aligned. If you practice ritual, the rituals become stronger. Cash multiplies frequency. And when your frequency rises, love becomes easier. Opportunities come faster. Manifestations become smoother. You attract higher wealth timelines. So I'm going to pause right here and just look into the chat and see what we have. Hessie said, do you believe in chakra alignment? I am learning about it. I don't have enough information or education on it to even speak on it. That's the reason why I kind of stick to my own personal experiences and the things that I have used in order to raise my frequency and become rich. I don't know enough about chakra to even teach it or a great understanding of it to apply it to any of my content right now. Maybe in the future I will move in that direction because I'm never against learning. I'm never against, understanding and get more clarification on new topics and new content. So maybe in the future I'll look into it. But no, I don't know enough about it to even speak on it. Basically, I don't know what chakra alignment is. Okay, so I don't see any I don't see any other comments or questions in the chat. So I'm going to move right along because it is so important that we understand that it is important for women to have money, and we have to not allow ourselves to be led down the path of believing that it's better for women not to have money or to not have money of their own, because women having cash it does something for your frequency. It does something for your mental health. Now, if I wouldn't have had cash at one point, therapy wasn't even covered under insurance. I'm not sure how old a lot of you are, but at one point when you went to therapy, it was actually a luxury. It was actually for rich people, because therapy was not covered under insurance, and you had to pay cash to even be able to go to therapy. And I was able to go to therapy and get an understanding and be able to work through the process of my emotions and childhood through therapy. But that is because I had cash. That is because I had the funds, the resources, the finances. And that's the reason why it's so important that women have cash. It does something different for you. And especially if you are a person who came from lack of poverty, having cash instantly becomes a frequency booster. So yes, I'm all for writing things out, going to therapy, doing the meditations, doing the work, the self-mastery work in order to become a better person or to become her. But if you really want a shortcut to your next new level, we need to learn how to use the frequency boosters that are available to us. And I'm thinking we're going to see how this video, if y'all are interested in this type of content, as far as here in this setting, because I really want to talk about the frequency boosters that I have found that help me uh, to boost my frequency so that I could be open to more creativity, more intuition, better mental health, to more money, to more opportunities, and to more experiences. And cash was one of them. And I think it comes, and I'm, thinking about my own past. I know for a fact it comes from having a less than desired childhood where I grew up in poverty. So having cash absolutely gives me a sense of security and safety. And so it relaxes me and it helps me to release my guard and allow the protector to step back so I can be in receiving. And not only when you're receiving, I'm already a creative person. So my creativity becomes deeper and becomes more active. And my intuition is already a part of my personality, my being, my very being. So all these things are amplified when I have cash. So yes, do I keep cash on my person? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't discriminate either, because if you cannot look at a penny and get the frequency boost from that, you're not ready for something that folds. Thank you. I'll pull out some cash to keep on me. Absolutely. If you want the shortcut, if you're ready for abundance, and like you're already doing the identity work of becoming a rich woman, let's shortcut that for you. Let's boost your frequency so that you can deepen in and fall into your intuition and creativity, because it's through your intuition and your creativity that you will find your wealth. That is where you're going to find your wealth. Because what's going to happen, you're going to have a download of ideas, of inspired action. And you're going to take those ideas and inspired action and you're going to follow them. And that's where the money resides. That's where the wealth resides. That's where riches reside. But you need to amplify your frequency. You have to get out of the state that's keeping you from bringing in this deepening of your intuition and creativity and opportunities and experience. You cannot continue to keep playing that same sad love song, because that's what your frequency is. A lot of us don't realize your frequency is nothing but your inner playlist. If you're operating from a place where it is chaotic, it is sad, it is anxious, it is depression, then those are things that you're going to bring in. You're going to bring in people who are going to amplify that, or you're going to bring in people who want to use that. So why not play the playlist of happiness, joy, and love and abundance, and bring in people who are going to support the experience, opportunities, and finances that you're going to have. Question for what is the difference? Question for what is the difference between intuition and random thoughts? Okay, random thoughts do not make me want to get off my couch and go and do it. Like literally, when it is intuition, it is a knowing, it is a nudge. It's like your entire body is alive. Your entire body is being pulled towards that thing. So that is the difference. You can have random thoughts about, hey, the wall is brown, the wall is white, or, it's crowded in here, it's loud in here. Those thoughts don't move you. Those thoughts don't give you this sense of knowing that if you do those things or you think about those things, it's going to change your life. You'll know the difference between your intuition and a random thought. Your intuition is like it's being pulled towards you. My intuition, this is how I feel it personally. When I have something that's like an intuitive nudge, it's like I'm being pulled towards that thing and I have to do it. Matter of fact, it'll just keep showing up. It'll just keep showing up. And not only does it keep showing up, it keeps being clearer and clearer and clearer. And more pieces keep arriving. So you have to do that thing. And then when you do that thing, the next thing to open, the next level will open up. The next thing you need to do will open up. When it's a random thought, and maybe you have a random thought just to go for a walk, you probably won't think about that anymore, because that is just, hey, I checked that off. I did it. I went for a random thought. I went for a random walk. And any specific rituals for paydays? Yes, I'm the queen of the rituals. Okay. All right. So I did a video not too recently where I did a money blessing. You can do that ritual. I'm not sure about abundance rituals, if I have any more on this platform, but I know that I am going to be having micro rituals that's going to be available to my community. And I don't want to go into that at the end of the video, because YouTube is paying attention to what we say and how to categorize this video. So, but I am going to have more rituals available for like payday and how to multiply your money. And they're coming. But I do have one already available on YouTube currently. And that is when I did the blessing of the money. I can't even remember the name of that video. If someone knows it, drop it in the chat for her. But I did a money ritual live. And I did another money ritual live too, but I don't think that one's available on social media. I think that was available in membership currently. All right, so let's talk about how to maintain the frequency of cash. The first thing you need to do, hold cash regularly. Like, stop being allergic to holding cash, especially when you realize that you're holding creativity in your hand. You're holding someone's little idea. Someone had an idea about money and how it looks, and that idea became reality. So you are literally looking at someone's manifestation in reality. And so you want to hold cash regularly. Don't just store it digitally. Touch it, feel it. Let your subconscious register abundance. You can also practice the 70-10-10 energetic budget, where it is 70% identity nourishment, 10% expansion, 10% relationships, and 10% creativity. This keeps your field open. And of course, my favorite is you can bless your money. You whisper a blessing as you hold your cash. Multiplication is the natural state of my money. And you always want to make sure that you anchor in the feeling of abundance. You want to close your eyes and memorize the sensations in your body when you feel financially safe. Your body is your manifestation engine. That is the reason when I do my money blessing, I usually do close my eyes. And I don't think I did that necessarily in the video on YouTube, because one part of me wants to make sure that you realize I'm still here with you. I'm able to do that a lot better when I do it for like membership, or I do that in my community. But you want to make sure that when you hold money in your hand, you're not just holding money. you want to register the feelings and the sensation that you have in your body when you hold money. See, when I hold money, and if I hold this dollar, I feel so safe. I feel so secure. I feel like there's more coming to me. I feel like I can expect more. I feel like multiplication is going to happen because I have this dollar. And it doesn't matter if I hold a quarter or if I have a penny, a nickel, or a dime. All of it still represents a manifestation of creativity. All of it still represents someone's idea that became real. And so every one of it just makes me feel so good to hold money. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you all. A lot of times when I have money, and sometimes I know this may sound cheesy, it may sound weird, but I guess we're gonna go there because I am what I am. I always come and show up in a way that I am myself. But I like to take some money out the bank and I just like to toss it up and just let it fall on me because I love just that security of money. And to me, when that money is falling on me, I expect it to be multiplied. I expect to have more money. I expect money to come from different places. I expect money to chase me. I expect money to love my leadership. And so when I have money, I'm taking it out the bank, baby. Sometimes I just like, ooh, and just toss it up and I just let that money fall on me. And I can just feel my body just lighting up. I can feel my body just, letting my guard down. That's what money does for me. Money allows me to be me. Money allows me to be authentic and let my guard down and let me have fun. Money just allows me to feel safe and secure. Money allows me to know that I am going to be able to pay for my next meal. Money allows me to know that I can actually fulfill all my desires. Money lets me know that everything that I desire is a possibility. Everything that I want, I can have. And so, yes, I do toss the money up. It depends. It don't matter how much I have. I'm going to toss it up and I'm going to sit here and just let it fall on me. And one of the things I have found for me, I don't know about you all, but I'm going to be honest. I like cash because there isn't any leakage. Cash has the least leakage because it has the most safety. It also helps me to make sure I'm able to save in that aspect a lot easier because cash doesn't have leakage and it gives me more safety and security. So guess what I don't do? I don't overspend cash. I don't overspend cash. Sometimes, okay, when I'm dealing with digital currency, you know, digital currency can seem not real. The connection of that digital currency doesn't seem real to me. So yeah, I can overspend with that digital currency a whole lot more when it comes than compared to cash because cash has no leakage. Digital currency is just, are those numbers real? Is that really mine? Now, I'm not saying everyone has that situation or that is your experience. I am saying personally, this is the reason why I love cash. And that's the reason why I love having money around me because it boosts my frequency. And yes, it does. Sometimes it can do more for me than what therapy can. Because sometimes when you're doing all of the things and you're going into your breath work and you're doing your meditation, you're doing your journaling, there's still a part of you that is wounded and hurt from your childhood or from your past. And I swear, cash cuts through all of that. Cash makes me feel like a superhero. Hero. It makes me feel safe and secure and just I can just be. It allows for my softness. That's what cash does for me. Great tips. I found out that I'm very insecure with money. I'm always afraid of losing my job or running out of it, and that's very scary for the frequency of money. Like frequency wants to desire your leadership, and the only way you can desire your leadership if you're very clear and confident with it. So you have to get rid of that insecurity or that fear because the frequency that you're putting out is saying, I'm scared of cash. I'm scared of money. I'm scared that if I have more, then I'm going to have more fear. And I think, what is that saying? If you all remember that little saying that people created that actually absolutely is a problematic to the frequency of money, is saying that more money, more problems. Baby, what I have found, let me tell you what, with more money, less problems. More money, problem solved. But when you are in that dynamic and you're like, more money, more problems, and this is a type of thing they put in us as little people before we're able, before our brains were able to even form, and to, before we even understood our own power, they put that in us. And that is problematic because now it also puts in fear. So some people become fearful of money because then they fear that they're going to have a lot of problems that they can't solve. They're going to have a lot of people that's not going to love them because they have money. They're going to have so many issues because money has entered the chat. And I have learned the more money that I have, the less problems that I have, because there aren't problems that money can't help with. And it's good that you're identifying what the issue is. The more self-aware that you are about what the issues are that's keeping you from your greatest abundance, the easier it is for you to get to that next level and get around it. So you can absolutely experience the abundance that you desire. All right, I'm just checking to see if there's any more comments or any questions in the chat. But as women, you must have cash. Okay. As women, you must have cash. This is the reasons that I've given in this video is the very reason why, even though our intentions were not the same, when there was such a rise in videos of women getting money or being provided for by men, I never went against that conversation, because I understand that it's important for women to have that dynamic. It is, there's a spiritual reason for that. It's energetics of it, for women to feel safe and secure and being provided for, not because she can't provide for herself, but being provided for because this relaxes the nervous system. Not only does it give the relax the nervous system, it allows a woman to be a receiver. And when a woman is a receiver, then she becomes the multiplier. Then she becomes the amplifier. So I never went against any of those conversations about women being provided for or women being given money, even if the intentions behind the conversations were different. Even though my conversation of why women should be provided for or why women should have money is because of the frequency and how it affects women, and how it is important for us to feel safe and secure, and how it is important for us to be, and how it helps to anchor in the identity of wealth and abundance, and how that definitely is a support to the men that are able to provide. And so I never ever said, hey, that it's wrong or it's selfish or it's materialism, because it isn't. Women must have cash, hard cash, liquid and available. The more cash a woman has, the more she will bring in, the more opportunities, the more experiences, the more high leveled and up leveled people she will experience. And when a woman has have cash, there's a confidence that comes. Some of you all are like, you're dealing with confidence issues, get cash. I know you like, bro, cash can't help everything. Yes, it can. It absolutely can. Cash can help your confidence, because when you operate in a space when you know that you have liquid cash that's available and ready to give you the safety and security that you desire, you have confidence to walk into rooms that you didn't think you qualified for. You have confidence to break up with that man that is treating you or mistreating you. You have confidence to stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself and say what's on your mind. Cash really does. It is the frequency booster that can help us cut through all of the scarcity and lack talk that we have that's operating in our heads. So get you some cash. You want to be more confident? Get you some cash. You want your mental health to improve? Get you some cash. You want to create something new and you want to be more intuitive? Get you some cash. I did a course about chakra aligned last weekend and it helped me to identify this issue. Alignment, yes. Well, I'm happy about that. Like I said, I'm going to actually do some more looking into it. I don't like to teach anything that I don't understand and that I am not embodied in. And since I don't have enough information, I definitely can't speak on it. But I'm glad it helped you. And I definitely will definitely look into it because I love learning something new and getting an understanding of the things that you all bring to me as within this community. But get you some cash. Stop operating from digital currency. I know it is so much easier. But see, the more easier it is, a lot of times it disconnects us from that frequency of cash. It doesn't hit the same when we bless the app versus if we bless our money. Yes, the money ritual that I put out there, I say, hey, if you have a app, your money apps, pull them out. But that's only if you have that true connection with it. If you can look at your money app and you're like, it's real money, okay, it's real money, then it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But if you're like myself and you look at an app and you're like, ooh, this is play money. Play money don't last long. Play money doesn't spend. Play money doesn't go far. So if you are like me, and when you look at digital apps, that digital currency, and it isn't real to you, start having cash and it will become real to you. And you'll start when you touch it and it folds and it crinkles, you will pick up on the frequency of having cash on you. And that will amplify your frequency and it will give you the shortcut desired to the thing that you're trying to have. It will help anchor in the identity of a rich woman. It will help anchor in the identity of a confident woman. It will help anchor in the identity of a woman who feels blessed and highly favored. Get you some cash. I don't know how many times I can say it. Get you some cash. Nothing wrong with digital currency, but I prefer hard cash, liquid and available. I never forget when I used to be on Instagram all the time because I got my start on Instagram. I used to didn't have a YouTube page. I've been on Instagram probably like 7 to 8 years and YouTube only 6. All right. And when I was up there, a lot of women be like, why you don't have, if you have money, why you don't have like the purses, the cars, and you ain't showing us the trips and the new clothes and all these things. And I tried to explain to them, I like cash. I like cash. I like getting the gift of cash. I like being blessed with cash. I like having cash in my hand. I like the smell of cash. I like the way it look. And so instead of me getting those things, guess what? People give me cash. And so I always have some cash on me. I have some cash in my purse. I have some cash in my room. I have some cash in my car. I have cash all around me. And it makes me feel so secure. So since I feel so secure, so confident, so embodied, so strong, so cared for, I feel like I can do anything because I have cash. And they started laughing, but I was serious as a heart attack. And I'm serious now as I say it to you all. Nothing changed. I still love cash. Christmas coming up. I'll probably get cash. My husband's birthday's coming up. I'll probably get cash. Valentine's Day coming up. No, I'll probably get cash because I love cash and everybody knows it. They know what makes my heart beat fast. They know what makes me feel cared for. They know what makes me feel loved. They know what makes me feel safe. Cash. And yes, is it coming from a background where there was no cash? Yeah, it's coming from a background where I grew up. We had to search for coins in the couch just to get something from the store. It's coming from a background where we went once a month to get maybe one shirt or a pair of pants. It's coming from a background where I only had 3 outfits and I rotated them throughout my entire school career until I got old enough to make my own money. So I love cash, and cash to me is the medicine that a lot of women need. It is the access that you get or that you feel when you have cash on you. It's like the expectation that you have when you have cash on you. And to me, like I say, it's like the dream that was manifested is in my hand. Like, just imagine how powerful you feel when you put that cash in your hand, because it's literally the idea that someone walked around with that idea in their heads, and then it became reality. And yes, you can apply it to everything around you. And doing that will boost your frequency. The more that you're able to see creativity in your reality, the more creative you will become, the more wealthy you will become, the more experience and opportunities you will have. But if you want to cut through the BS, if you want to cut through the last journal, the last meditation, the last breath work, the last identity activity, get you some cash. And I guarantee you will start the process of being able to anchor in a new identity. You will be able to feel more safe and more secure. Your mental health will improve. You will feel like you are able to conquer the world. You will feel more creative, and it will deepen your intuition. And then eventually you will be able to be where the money resides. But get you some cash. Put it in your wallet. It doesn't matter about the amount. That's one of the things I realized. You don't have to carry large amounts of cash on you to be able to get this effect, to have your frequency amplified and boosted. All you have to do is recognize the value in the cash, because that's what it is. I recognize the value in the cash. I recognize it is a beautiful thing to be able to hold someone else's creativity. Because my number one rule in life will always be, if she did it, I can too. If she has it, I can get it also. If that person, those people, the people that you look up to, your role models, the people that you support, if they have anything you desire, you can have the same desire and also acquire it too. Cash is known as being king for a reason. There's a reason why they're like, cash is king, and cash will always be king. In the society that we live in, cash will always be king, because it is a representation of manifestation. It is a representation of an idea of creativity. It's also a representation of value and security. So cash will always be king. And if you don't have cash on you, you're missing out. If you're just relying on digital currency, and there's nothing wrong with digital currency. Digital currency is a great thing. I love um the fact that it is easy to deal with and easy to handle. But I understand that cash is still king. I feel the same. My taste is so specific. I prefer to get cash so I can purchase exactly what resonates with me. Absolutely. Because I'm a person that I might want this, but then I might change my mind. And my family have gotten used to that, and they know that cash makes me feel good. And so having cash makes you feel good. The people that love you, they want you to feel good. So they end up giving you exactly what you want. And so, yes, I do get cash, and I am happy for it. I don't care about someone going to buy or purchase me something, because if you give me the cash, I can go get it myself. And honestly, if you give me the cash, if you put the cash in my hand, it's going to multiply because I'm going to circulate that money. And since I'm going to not only circulate, I'm going to bless it and it's going to circulate and it's going to come back to me in different forms, in different avenues, and in different ways. So put the cash in my hand and watch it multiply. Put the cash in my hand and watch me amplify everything around me. Put the cash in my hand and watch me be soft and gentle and secure and happy and confident. So strange how they want a cashless society. They can want it, but there's gonna always be like people like myself who will never be truly cashless. If they were to, let me explain, and let me say why I say that. Because if they were to say you cannot use, okay, they say we're not gonna use quarters anymore. I don't know what did I do with my dollar? My dollar's missing. I think I don't know what I did. It probably blew away. But okay, so let's say to get rid of quarters and to get rid of dollars and to get rid of everything that folds, right? I would still switch over to gold. I would still switch over to something of value that I can hold in my hand that is still going to resemble the same frequency as cash because I understand that there's certain things that will never lose value. And yes, that's a good point, trying to keep the frequency low. Absolutely. Because there's a disconnection that happens when you are dealing with digital currency. There's a disconnection that happens when people have a card and they just see the limit on the computer. There's a disconnection between that being real money, and so they go and overspend it, they blow it, and they don't recognize the value that it holds. And so they know, of course, if they get rid of cash, it's going to lower the frequency. It's going to also help people get into more debt because digital currency isn't respected in the way you think it is because it still doesn't hold a place in your subconscious mind. We have been conditioned to have cash, have something of value, of representation, of manifestation, of representation of our creativity on our person. And so when you say we're going to go cashless and we're going to be a cashless society, this is going to cause a lot of issues within humans. You're going to see so many issues happen. And of course, the power that be want to keep you in that matrix where you are in debt and overwhelmed. So if you're in debt, you're overwhelmed. This hurts your creativity. This hurts your intuition. This hurts your financial movement in life. And this is going to keep you in the position that you were born in and won't ever give you the ability to move up in life. So yes, absolutely. They're trying to keep the frequency low. I absolutely agree. But for people like myself who understand what that means, I'm never going to go cashless, not in the way that they think. I'm always going to have something of value on my person because I understand that represents safety and security. And that also represents creativity and manifestation. Digital currency is almost like an idea that's still in the clouds to a certain degree. This can only be in the Western world. I doubt the continent of Africa would join. Probably not. You know how it goes. The Western world, we always try to go first and try new ideas out. And then only when it fails, then we tend to, go backwards or change up. But I can say that for me, I would never be cashless. I understand the power of having cash as a woman, and you should too. So you should start operating from digital currency because digital currency does not have the position that cash would have with you. You are conditioned to have cash. And when you are looking at that app and it shows a number, that number is not real to you. Unless you've done a lot of deconstructing, a lot of inner work to be able to make that number real, to make it feel real, to make it seen as real, to make it be valuable, then it's not going to be, and you're going to end up overspending or you're going to end up misusing those numbers just because of the fact that it doesn't seem real to you. And unfortunately, the world that we live in, it absolutely plays into this narrative of keeping you in debt, overwhelmed, and underfunded. And the more that a woman is in that position, the less intuitive she is, the less downloads that she have, the less opportunities she's able to acquire, the less experiences she will have. And her finances continue to operate in a way where it isn't circulating. Saying, what if because of a technical difficulty you cannot access your bank account? People will lose their mind. Well, I can tell you right now, I've already experienced those things because sometimes banks do go down. I've already experienced it. I remember not too long ago, the entire banks in my area went down, all of them, all at the same time. I wasn't concerned because I have cash. I can still utilize cash. Other people weren't able to get the things that they wanted because they were only accepting cash. That's the interesting thing. When everything goes down, what do they say? You got cash and you have the exact change. But they're prepping people to not have cash. They're pushing digital currency on us. To me, cash is embodied power. And I like having it on my person. I like having it around me. The more you will find, the more cash that you have around you, the higher your frequency will be. The happier you will be. The more intuitive, the more creative, the more opportunities you will have. So don't let people dissuade you or persuade you that cash doesn't have value anymore. Because I've heard those conversations too. I've heard people try to persuade people that the dollar doesn't mean anything or it doesn't have any value. When you understand this, the energetics behind money, you understand it does have value and it has value to you. And it is important that you do not operate cashless as a woman. So every woman that sound of my voice, you need to have some cash on your person. Some of the content started on social media because women didn't have cash. Women didn't have money. And when women don't have money, this puts them in certain situations that they shouldn't be in. A woman will stay longer if she doesn't have cash or money to get out. So it's so important that women have cash. It doesn't mean because you have cash that you sacrifice or decide not to be provided for. It absolutely means that when you are provided for, plus you have your own cash, you can decide to leave if needed. But then when you are in that position where you've been provided for and you have cash, you get to experience the spiritual amplification that happens when a woman is provided for and have cash. You'll find that you'll have more intuitive and beautiful ideas that will absolutely amplify the money that he is bringing and help you. It will help you also to bring in different ideas that's going to absolutely bring the family together because it gives you a safety and security to do so. You're not stretched thin. You're not all over the place. Some of my best ideas amplify 10x our money. Some of my best ideas 10x my money. And I know it's because of the fact that I have cash and then plus I am being provided for by my husband. All right, so I see that we are like 54 minutes in. If anyone has any comments or anything they want to leave in the chat, go ahead and do so. I'm checking now to make sure I answered all of the questions. But go to that bank and pull out some cash. Not just to bless it, but you have cash on you because it amplifies and boost your frequency. And if you come from nothing, you're going to feel a difference immediately. Your frequency rises the moment you feel safe, supported, and resourced. Cash is not just currency, it is comfort, it is confidence, it is clarity, it is creation. It pulls you out of survival and places you back into your feminine receiving energy. This is why the feminine multiplies money, not by force, but by frequency. If you want to learn how to multiply what you already have through rituals, identity, and frequency work, make sure you watch the Feminine Reset. You can get that down below. It's going to be at the end of the video. And you also can join the Pedestal Wife Society community. The link is in the chat, because you don't have to work harder. You need ritual, you need frequency, you need alignment, and most importantly, you need safety. Your wealth begins in your nervous system, not in your paycheck. I love you, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye.